Senator, Honorable, Professor Nirmal Devsevi, Mr. Varana Ananda Chaikudi, Senior Journalist. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all today to the relaunch of The Lost Generation, the Untold Story by Prins Gunasekara. My father, Appachi as we refer to him, completed writing the book in 1994. His intention was to tell the world the atrocities that occurred in his country of birth. Hence, he wrote the book in English. Due to the content of the book, many publishers were reluctant to publish the book, and finally Godeke & Sons did in 1998. The author lamented about the tragedy that befell Sri Lanka. In the introduction, he wrote, "And let that tragedy not happen again. It's a tall order that should be achieved non-violently, without the gun, by the next generation of youth." Alas, that day came in September 2024, but not in his lifetime. The next generation of youth, the sons and daughters of Sri Lanka, has achieved what my father wished 5 years and 9 months after his death in December 2018. Coincidentally, it happens to be his 100th birth anniversary. In my lifetime, the darkest era of Sri Lanka was in the 1980s. The July 83 riots against the Tamil community, which was orchestrated and deployed by the then government, paved the way to an unnecessary war in the north and east of Sri Lanka. The harassment and persecution of political opponents had already begun when 3 political parties, including the JP, was proscribed in July 1983, accusing them of something they didn't do. My father was detained for over 4 months. While in exile in the UK, in a reply to a letter my father wrote to the then President J.R. Jayawardena, the ex-president wrote back in October 1992 stating, "I'm very sorry if any action of mine inflicted grief on you. Please accept my sincere regrets." I don't think the ex-president apologized to his countrymen and women for the disastrous actions and policies he and his government peddled. I firmly believe, even if he apologized, that cannot do justice to the brutality showered upon his own citizens. All for the so-called just and righteous society. The second event of the dark era of Sri Lanka was in 1988-89, when the state machinery and others backed by the state went all out to annihilate its own citizens for the second time in the 1980s. As someone who grew up and schooled in Sri Lanka, I personally feel the reason for the state we are in, or the fact that it took 35 years after our family fled the country, lacked leadership in this country, with country at heart. The reason for this is the youthful leadership of the country was mainly targeted and eliminated, and those who could fled the country, most never to return. The Aragala of 2022 was the turning point for Sri Lanka, when all walks of life came to the street demanding for a change in the system that bankrupted the country. It's these satyagrahas that evolved to the present-day Aragala, which the author talks about in the book, that was instrumental for the downfall of the Silva Bandaranaike government and gave a landslide victory to the UNP in 1977. Fast forward 47 years later, Sri Lanka has a people's government, wiping out the previous two-party system that formed government since independence. I'm happy to say the current president and his NPP team has achieved the tall order with the next generation of youth that the author talks about in the epilogue of the book dated 1st January 1998. On the 100th birth anniversary year, I'm further humbled to publish this second edition for the benefit of Sri Lankans to get to know about their country's past political history. The Sinhala translation of the is in process. Thank you.